successful. And then the second thing is Alexa. The in between here is the thing, right? Alexa. So for this Alexa, maybe it acts upon with internet, or maybe with BLE, or maybe with Wi-Fi or anything else. So the technology is being developing. So we can get connected to all the electronic equipments inside my home, which is a smart device, and I can activate or I can control all the devices which gets connected to the Alexa with my voice from the place where we are stagnant, right? So this is voice over control devices. So, and then the third thing I have mentioned here is capsule. As I've told you, right, nowadays it's in existence. Actually, it's not exactly used upon now, but it's in trial only. So the thing is, the capsule will be sent, it will be swallowed by the person. So what happens is, see, the entire thing inside our body will be monitored, and if actually this is in research, it's not in existence, it's in maybe in beta version. So it monitors every parts, and we are just monitoring up our entire body parts inside parts. So with this capsule, it's like biochip, which I have told you earlier. So these are some examples. Let me just see some more applications over. And I've been come up with this trends report. As it was quite interesting actually. So a survey is being made out from 2021 December to 2022 December. 1 year, for 1 year the survey has been made, and it's been made by Farnell, an IoT based company actually. So they have come up with Global IoT Trends Report 2022, which is conducted almost for 1 year throughout the world, and they got good response from Europe countries only. So other thing the report tells us, the only this report has been supported by the people who is familiar with the IoT trends and IoT and the people who has knowledge about the IoT. Only from these people they have collected. That is technical peoples. They have collected all these things. So, summary of the surveys, they have come up with every other aspects. They have come up with different trends and how the industry is expecting and how people are expecting all those things. They have come up with all these things in this survey. So, and in a summary, what they are conveying is the companies actually want to implement IoT for making their opportunities get grows in both manner of business as well as to establish the leadership. So they are about to implement it, but they are not implementing it by themselves. They just want an experts, so they just need some support from researchers, or they just collaborating with some other persons who is good in research, and they are implementing it. Though they have wealth over them, so they are not implementing them by themselves, and they are depending upon some other persons who is expert over that. Because the reason is, maybe you think the IoT is not costly, but the sustainability of IoT equipments are is not good actually. That's the main reason why they are in doubt in implementing the IoT device. They are in need. They are implementing it. It helps them very much, but the saddest part is the equipment. We cannot give assurance for the equipments, and we could not give assurance. It may be prolonged for a long time. So that's the main reason why they are depending upon the experts. So these are some points which they have come up with. So what's driving IoT actually? So where IoT plays a major role? That's the main question actually. So if you see, what do you believe will be the top in IoT industry in 5 years of time. So the suggestion is given out as Industry 4.0, that is industrial automation. So everything, the first preference is given for industrial automation. So main part of IoT plays here in Industry 4.0. We are not fully done with we have not fully implemented Industry 4.0 yet, and but we are ahead of Industry 5.0. If you are about to implement 5.0, though we have not implemented 4.0 fully, so few companies are about to start 5.0 actually. So I'll just tell you very briefly what is 4.0 and what is 5.0. So in a line, actually in Industry 4.0, what the thing is, say for example, you just consider an manufacturing industry. Okay. So the aim here in implementing IoT is automation, obviously. So with Industry 4.0, what is possible is we are just making some robots, or we are just making some machines which is being controlled by the human. So, but the activities, that is the manufacturing activities, will be taken care by the robots or the automated machineries, but this machineries will be controlled by the humans. Okay. Obviously, it reduces number of people needed for the manufacturing industry. That's the main aim actually, and they don't want to reduce the quality levels, and they don't want to compromise with quality levels, and they trust robots, and they think that if it is in existence, the quality will not go down likewise. So that is the main reason why we are going for automation actually. So because the trend is like that, when we face a huge demand, we cannot do it with human resource. That's the main reason why they are implementing 4.0 actually. So, but the drawback here is these robots are being made by the humans, and the humans are controlling these robots. So then what is 5.0? In 5.0, the machine should control a machine. That is, if there is a pitfall or if there is an issue that occurs in a place where manufacturing is going on, that machine should take remedial measure by itself. It should not depend upon with physical person. So it should not depend upon any person. So for that pitfalls or for that problem, the machine should decide by itself and it should clear it. So this is how they are just extended. Okay? So in 5.0, everything will be controlled by itself. So everything will be machinized. That is 5.0. We'll just leave all these things. We'll just get into the concept. So what's next? So 18% the IoT contribution will be towards Industry 4.0. Then what's next? Energy management. That is very, very, very important part for the reason why IoT is expected. Say for example, we are just using electrical lights, right? Electricity, right? So just been given by EB board, electricity board. So just imagine, so how much energy is being consumed per day, right? So, and people, just try to understand, we are having the resources to make electricity, but we don't have facility to store it. That's the only drawback. And we don't have facility to emulate or to use that electricity in an efficient manner. So almost 20 to 25% of electricity is being wasted. So that's the main reason why the cost is been increasing day by day for electricity usage. So this is one part. So now energy, it doesn't mean only electricity. We have different scenarios. So one means is electricity. I'm just telling one example. So if we control all these things, if we manage all these things, so we can control the wastage of electricity, right? So now they have been implementing, say in smart cities, everything is being automized. So everything, every solar energy is being utilized. So every other energy is being utilized. Whatever may be the possibility, they are just getting into it as a project and they are implementing it in the smart cities. That's the only reason why they have started implementing this IoT concept with smart cities. They are just initiated with some few cities. They are getting some projects. They are getting some ideas from the students and entrepreneurs, researchers, all these people, and they are implementing in those places. And if they get success, if it gets success, then they will be implementing in all the places. That's the main reason why they have they are just starting with the smart cities. Actually, that's the main theme behind the smart cities. It's not they think that only Chennai is going to become the smart city. It's not that Delhi is only going to be smart city. They are going to implement everywhere. Before that, they just need a proof for implementing it everywhere, right? So they just want to concentrate on major cities where it can be implemented, where resources are utilized more, so that they can get more experience. They can get more experience. They can get more experimental works. They can get good researchers where we get different concepts and we can implement over it. If it gets success in a higher peaker area, then we can implement it anywhere, right? That's the main reason the smart city concept has been into existence now. Okay. So then the next thing is home automation. Obviously, everyone is automation. I don't want to I don't want to stand up and go and take some one glass of water. I just need it wherever I sit. So this is how now the situation is. So it's not that I'm just controlling only TV, or I'm just controlling a refrigerator, or I'm just controlling lights. So in future, everything can be controlled. Maybe I just need a water. It has to come to me. This is how the expectation is as of now. So wherever you go, it obviously ends up in automation, right? So this one thing is home automation, and the next thing is AI. Obviously, artificial intelligence. So the next level, I just told you, right? I need water. It has to come to me. I'm just giving some command to somewhere else, or some other person, or some other devices. Maybe it gets it to me. It is first level. Second level, when I implement AI, I just think that I need water, or maybe my body gets uh, maybe I get thirsty. This the device will sense me and it brings the water to me. This is how the AI is going to be. Okay, I'm just think of it, or maybe I won't think of it. My body needs it, the device brings it. Right? This is how we are just expecting with AI, artificial intelligence. Okay? So it just thinks as of the human. Okay? Maybe obviously without any agents we cannot implement it. Maybe the any electronic devices or sensors, or maybe humans, maybe the agents. Obviously, if you are going with electronic equipments, software may be the invoker or actuator, which does that process, obviously, right? So this is one thing. And after this, automotive and transportation, obviously nowadays every vehicle has at least one sensor, so just think, we are just calculating how much fuel is inside my tank, and we are just calculating the efficiency, fuel efficiency, frequently. So based on the travel, I'm just recapturing the level of fuel efficiency. I'm just calculating it every time. So say for example, if I have 50 liters of if I have 10 liters of petrol or diesel, so how much distance I can travel? And obviously, if it's so, then the next process is only I'm having 10 liters of petrol, I can travel only 100 kilometers. And the next possibility is I have to check for the petrol bunk near, so then I can refill it, right? So it is getting suggestions, and it is giving out the information to us and making alert us. Maybe we may forget that, right? We may not see the level of petrol or diesel frequently. So it is just calculating the efficiency, and it tells that go to the petrol bunk and get me the petrol. It is telling us actually. This is how the scenario is based. It's been now, and then vehicle tracking system and many are there. So automotive industry, and then smart cities. Obviously, I've told you. So everything has been they are implementing, and maybe next 10% of IoT contribution will be towards smart cities. So we'll expect that in everywhere. And then obviously healthcare. So actually it's 9%, but it's not 9% actually. Now it's been drastically changed. So after this COVID, okay, just imagine. So during COVID, we don't want to touch anyone, right? We don't want to sense anyone physically. I won't be with you. At least I need 3 meters of distance from you. Just think, is it possible for a physician to monitor him? No. Then what's the next possibility? We just need a electronic device to monitor them without any physical intervention, right? So that's why we just the healthcare is now booming up. And then next, obviously, we are just using wearable devices, right? It may be watch, or it may be specs. Google have come up with Google Lens, right? So it's obviously they have implemented partially AI. It's not exactly AI. So partial implementation. I think it's like beta version. Google Lens. So obviously, it may be hat, smart hat, or it may be any other wearable devices, and few other. Maybe I've left out something. So others maybe 1%. So this is how next 5 years will be, and then COVID-19. After COVID-19, just see the change. Healthcare comes up, right? So and other things we can see that smart payments. No one is using now. Even we are not using card. We are just using. We are just scanning and we are just paying. That's it, right? So maybe we could not expect how the trend will be in future. Maybe I think the amount will be deducted from my account. I'm not sure about it. Maybe it happens. So I just want to buy that thing. If I take that, maybe amount will be deducted from my account. I'm not sure. So no human interventions I need. So every malls or every stores will be open. Anyone can enter, take a product. If they come out with that product, amount would be deducted from them, as if we are just doing with toll gates. They are just taking money from our account if they cross them. Guys, just have a thing about this, that maybe if you have more than one RFID tag, that fast tag which is implemented in your cars or any other vehicles will be given with RFID tag. So you can see an antenna which is placed over that place where you are crossing. So that antenna gets the information from this RFID, and it sends the information to the device which they have, and it automatically gets connected to the bank, and it picks the money from our account. We have given authorization for that while getting the FASTag itself. Okay? So automatically when we cross it, guys, there is a drawback with this actually. So if you consider you are buying 2 more FASTag for your 2 more cars which is inside your home, okay. If you take these 2 FASTag IDs with you, maybe if you have it with you in your pocket, and if you cross it with any other vehicle, maybe in 2-wheeler or any 4-wheeler, it gets money from both the vehicle, both the FASTags. Though if you have it in your mobile, it automatically picks the amount. It happens. We actually faced it. So one of my colleague actually crossed. He has a FASTag in his car, and he bought a new one for his another car, and he have it in his pocket. From both the accounts, the amount has been detected. So this is how we just find the drawbacks with the with the implementation of with the project. So we have, there is a research, we can do research and we can find another way to avoid all these things. So this is how we just find research areas. Okay? So this thing we have faced, that's why we have experienced, that's why I've told you people. So and then next is what, in your opinion, why the industry 4.0's growth is slow, though we have advancements with IIoT technologies, industrial IoT. That is, that's what I've told you, right? Few companies are about to implement Industry 5.0, though we have not fully satisfied with Industry 4.0. We haven't implemented Industry 4.0 fully, but we are moving ahead of 5.0 because the trends changes. See, I don't want to wait anywhere I go, right? That's the mentality now every human have. I don't want to wait. See, I'm going to a shop. I will ask someone to the person inside the shop. If he responds, it's fine. If he didn't respond, I won't wait there. I'll just move on to the next shop. This is how the mentality is like that. Then think about the technology, how it will be. This is how the technology will be. Nowhere it will be satisfied. Before it gets satisfied, we'll be moving on to the next trend. So this is how we are just shifting from 4.0 to 5.0. Obviously, 4.0 will not end up. It will be implemented till we implement 5.0. Maybe I'm not sure. Maybe it may be extended to 6, 7, 8. So I'm not sure. It's depend upon the one they're implementing. So we have been skewed up with different problems. So they are telling that 18% will be technology limitations. We have different limitations about the technology. Say, for example, I've told you, right? So one example, I'm just implementing. I just want to capture the humidity of the soil for activating auto irrigation. I've told you, right? So just think, really, it's true, guys. In my area, that where I born, okay, still internet is not fair. In that place, how can I contribute? Well, there is no fiber medium for internet. So only ways through air. So that is even not possible. It's not fairly possible. Then how could I get the information from the sensor? How could I collect the data from the sensor in a fairly manner? So here the technology, we have the limitations over the technology, right? Another thing, say for example, you are just using Bluetooth. Again, I have a limitation that I have a limitation with the range, right? This is one thing. If you are using Wi-Fi, again I'm getting another restriction. Maybe I may be given with some only 10 to 50 meters, not more than that, right? So likewise, we have many limitations for the technology, right? Similarly, just a minute, guys. I forgot to switch on the fan. My AC didn't sense me that my body is sweating. IoT didn't work here. Okay, we'll just get into the concept. So this is how we have lots of, because of that reason only, the growth is much slow. Okay? Even we have concerns with security. So though I can collect the data, will I assure those data will not be leaked over anywhere? I don't have any proper concern over data security. So that's one drawback. It plays a major role actually. And as if I need, I cannot make enterprise integration or system integration as if I need. I have many restrictions in using the system. So, and then complex way of analyzing the data. So, in implementing intelligence. So, all these things are, and there is no adequate level of software application because the trend is getting changed every day, and we cannot update it in a day by basis. Right? The software can be updated in a monthly basis. Just think, is it possible for us to make daily basis? No. Then the amount we spend, the amount we spent on that project will get increased. Then how do we get the amount which we have invested? So again, it's inadequate. So all these reasons for all, this is why the industry 4.0 is getting slower. Okay? So and then we'll just find the factors. That's the main reason for rolling out IoT. So I told you, right? Funds. Yes, obviously. First thing, major thing is security. We haven't ensured about security because we don't have any rules, regulations regarding in usage of the data, all these things. Nothing is framed up because nothing is standard here. So yeah, whatever we think we are just doing, and no standards are being framed up. This is a one thing, and other thing is I don't assure it. Maybe the data is secured. So any person from my next house can connect it to my device without my knowledge, and he can collect my data. I'm not sure about it. I cannot assure as of now. No one can connect with my device without my knowledge. There is a possibility. So the major concern with security. And second thing, as I've told you, communication. That major role as of security, because maybe security, another thing, the communication reliability or communication is another pitfall here or another drawback here. So the same example I've told you. So I just want to implement automation in my land. I just want to use it. So how do I send the information? See, around more than 500 acres of land, there is no house in between, right? And there is no way of implementing any antennas inside it. I have different drawbacks. So how can I make reliable with this communication? This is another drawback. And then my ecosystem. Yeah, that is another important factor. And so I have told you, right? Same example. Around 500 acres of land are there. Just think about how the airflow will be, how the humidity level will be, how the emergence of heat will be. So for all these things, my sensor will have to react, and my sensor have to sense the data. Just think, the ecosystem have to support my system, right? So this is another major factor. And then upon all these things, I should have some proper analysis model with which the data I'm collecting. So it should be in an easier way of analyzing it. So there is no proper or standard way of analyzing it. So again, I just need to spend some more for analyzing it. This is another. And then edge device. Now edge device has been coming up. So dedicated device which is given for a dedicated service, and we can use it alone for that particular services. So all these things are major concern for developing IoT solutions, right? And then here is something for which are the key concerns. As I've told you, security, connectivity, interoperability. So I just need to connect it with any system or any other devices as if I need. There should not be any restrictions. So what are all the next possibilities? So interoperability, and I have told ecosystem and other factors. So all these things I just need for implementing an IoT. Okay. So again the same things. So we'll just discuss in trends. Okay, it's time actually. So and then obviously I've told you variety of sensors are there. Okay, maybe regarding environmental sensing. So maybe air pollution, air a sensor for getting the air quality, or sensor to get the quality of a gas or type of a gas, for particular type of gas, we have different sensors. Many sensors are there. Right? Likewise, so as I've told you, humidity sensor, temperature sensor, all these things. We have different sensors. And other important sensor is motion sensor. So obviously for surveillance, we just need motion sensor. So this plays another important thing. And then optical sensors for image, for capturing images, all those things, that is maybe camera or any other device which we are using. And GPS sensors, GPS for getting the locations, and few other, as I've told you, biochip transponders like that, healthcare for monitoring the healthcare. So all these things, okay, and for audio detection, distance for measuring the distance, all these things we have separate sensors. So each one plays different roles. So all this we just need for making an IoT. So as I told you, for IoT, sensors are mandatory. So whatever it may be capturing motions, or it may be capturing heat, temperature, or any pressure, speed, or any biomedical related things, or any other things. If I need a sensor to capture the data, and then other thing is network. I just need some means of network to get connected with the device to send it, right? So Wi-Fi, maybe any medium, or 4G, 5G, any other medium, or Zigbee. Zigbee is one of the another medium, and Bluetooth, Ethernet, maybe wired, or LTE, anything else, any medium, right? And then place where I store or place where I analyze. So I just need cloud platform or any other artificial intelligence platform. So to get the insights, I just want to make perceptions. Obviously, I just need a place to store it. And any analytics or any processing or any visualization, I just need a platform for that, maybe cloud or any other AI platforms. And then few replications. So obviously, we'll start with smart city, smart factory. Everything we do, we just add a word called smart when we implement IoT. Okay. So we just see 9 different trends of IoT. I'll just go through it very fastly. Okay, I think it's 7:10. So time given for me is only 1.5 hours. Okay, we'll just see one by one. The first trend. Just think about the interaction with the device by the human. Okay. So it said that the level of data has been increasing day by day. So the growth of data is one major concern, where we have to make something to handle this. Just they have told that before 5G, actually, before the introduction of 5G, so it was like 3.6 billion devices are getting connected to the internet daily for their daily task. Yeah, I'm not sure what we are doing with the internet. So I think nowadays the guys, they won't be without mobile. I think guys, like you guys won't be without mobile even for 5 minutes. I'm not sure what you are doing with the mobile actually. Actually, this mobile is, we have to do some work with this, else don't have it with you. See, now just think we are having many electronics with us, maybe laptop, maybe it's mobile, or it may be wearable device. You are having your electronic device which gets communicated to somewhere else through internet. Always you are having that. Just get the emission. Just think about the emission which you are facing over it. So if you need that, have it. Else you just throw it out. Okay, it's my suggestion actually. Okay, so after the 5G, just think about before 5G, it's 3.6 billion devices. So we are just using only 4G, and now only we are just heading off 5G, and we are telling that this is very speed. If 5G gets into existence, everything can be done in a fraction of seconds, which we are doing in a minute, right? That much speed the 5G will be. Then just think about the devices. So obviously we are moving towards automation. Just think how many number of devices will be having. So whatever we have, we'll be having it as an electronic device. So we'll be dealing with only emissions, right? So this is one important thing, and for that reason only, edge computing is being adopted for IoT. So it's a dedicating device. So say for example, you are just using watches. Okay. So you will be connected with the cloud. So maybe I am not sure. It may be a private cloud. So those computing, maybe it's a fog, which is part of the cloud, which is dedicatively given to particular service. Say, for example, it's been given to watches. Okay. Every data which you collect, you'll have a proforma, you'll have a prototype over the edge computing, will be storing it in the fog computing, which is dedicated to the device. Okay. So everything you are capturing from your device will be sent over there, will be processing it, will be reusing it, right? This dedicated service. So with trend one, edge computing gets booming up. Okay, and then next thing plays a major role. Guys, I've told you, right? I will come up later. This is how. So AI, it's a big deal with IoT. Without IoT, nothing with AI, obviously, right? Without any electronic device or without any electronic interventions or without any communication medium, nothing we will be doing with AI, right? Definitely. Okay. So these two are interrelated. So whatever action we do in IoT, I have told you, right? It's partial automation. The reason is we just give conditions, right? Say for example, it is less than 50. It has to be irrigated. I am just giving the condition, right? But in AI, what we expect is it should sense, it should frame up the condition, it should act based on the rule which we are framing. So everything we do with AI is based on some rules. Maybe we'll be giving some basic rules, but those rules will be extended by the machine based on the experience. It gets perception from the environment. It gets changed by itself by analyzing it. This is how which is expected in AI. We should not give any information. It gets the information from the environment. It will work on it. It will analyze it, and it will change by itself. So the performance gets increasing by its activity, not by any human intervention. This is what we are just expecting in AI. So we have different areas over here: data preparation, data discovery, visualization, time series, predictive analytics, whatever it may be. Okay, whatever it may be related to AI, it does it by itself. That's the thing. Second rate. Third, voice user interface. Actually, this is in existence. Actually, I think many are using Alexa, Siri, Google Assistant, many Google Assistant, and many other devices have been come up. But still, the problem they are facing is, though we can control with our voice, okay, the problem they are facing is, if a particular there is a basic condition, this Alexa should be at a place where all these things get connected, right? Or this Alexa has to be connected, gets connected with all these things, and we have range restriction. So for this only, nowadays the research has been going on, and I have done a consultancy project. I can share this actually exactly related to IoT and exactly related to this. I've done one consultancy project with the Samsung company. We'll be calling that Samsung Prism. It's inter college consultancy project. We'll get it as a bulk project and we'll do separately with students actually. So I got 3 students and we have worked upon it, and we have the theme given to us is we just have a common we should not have a common device. Actually, this is the basic thing. So I'm having an Alexa. Everything that's have to be connected with Alexa. with that Alexa, I'm just going to control all these things. This is how the scenario is now, as of now, right? So they want to change the trend. The thing is, I have to make a device. Say, for example, I'm using mobile, I'm using laptop, I'm using TV, I'm using refrigerator, I'm using washing machine. All these things are electronic equipments. It can be connected. All these things may communicate with each other easily, right? Because it's in range only. But I should not have a common medium to control this. Say, for example, I just want to control washing machine with my TV remote. It should be possible. This is how they are expecting now. This is the theme which is given to us. It's not developing this technology, but they have told us to check for the connectivity. Which connectivity is well suits for making this device actually. The reason is we have tested with Bluetooth, BLE, and Wi-Fi. Uh, Out of all these three, BLE works good. We have restriction with though we have restriction with Bluetooth. BLE is other type of Bluetooth actually. It's advanced. So ranges, though we have restriction with ranges, we don't get any barriers because of the walls. See, in our houses we have different walls, right? So maybe I may be in consider we are having 3 rooms in a house, and I'm in first floor, which is room number 2. I just want to control my TV, which is in the ground floor. Now it's not possible, but it can be possible through this BLE because the wall doesn't restrict BLE, but it restricts Bluetooth and Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi, though the range is wide, it gets a barrier with wall. So this is what we have done a research and we found it. All these things are very basic research, and they will be implementing in collaboration with all the projects they have given to us. They collaborate all these things and they will implement as a product finally. Okay. So one small thing is needed for this. So because of us, they have come up with a solution that BLE works good, right? So we have done a consultancy project. It's a good experience. Every week we have a review with Samsung, and we do discuss with Samsung persons that we have done this. So it's a good experience. So this is how the restriction is being break out by the researchers. Okay. So trend 3 will be voice user interfaces, and then trend 4. So I'll just go very fastly. Okay. Trend 4 will be more investments. Nowadays, many startups have been come up. So it's expected that by 23, $1 trillion will be spent out for IoT. So all around it's a basic it's given out by the report actually. So they are expecting about $1.4 trillion. So investments, how much investments we are just getting for IoT for the sustainability. So this is one major other thing. And then see, the reason why we are getting is even in mirrors we are just expecting smart. Just think, if I see a normal mirror, it has to send information to my physician that his face is dull. He is been suffering from some other issue. Just think, even we are just giving brain to mirrors, right? So just think about the trend gets changes. So wherever I go, it should perceive something from me, and it should tell something about me to someone else. So this is what I expect. So it gets changes. So more investments are coming out because of all these expectations, right? So and smart ATM machines and some more, even for eating the food, I just need smart forks. It should tell me how to eat that food, particular food, how to be eaten. So all these things are expected actually, guys. These are in existence. In smart beds, if I've been to bed and everyone slept, it has to sense it and automatically the light should get off. So it is in existence. It is in existence. We have done it 1 year back. We have done it, right? So controlling the room lights actually. And trend 5 will be expansion of smart IoT. I've told you, right? So 24 cross 7, whatever it may be, it should sense me. So this is the main reason why everything has been expected as IoT. So obviously, it's like the real expansion will be starting with smart cities, right? If you get time, just go to website smartcities.government.in. You can explore whatever the projects which have been completed and what is going on, and then many competitions are going on. Even students can participate over there. Just explore it. The government side. And then just skip it, okay, all these things. And then digital twin technology, it should get something and it should react to me. So the industrial IoT gets booming because of this, so it should control by itself. So the next trend is the rise of IoT is from 4.0 to 5.0. This is another thing. And then other thing is, I told you earlier, we are just moving to edge computing. Obviously, we are dedicating services with dedicated space for storing as well as to analyzing and making some perception over it, and we make it as an AI. So other trend. So edge computing is other trend, and this is how it will be. And then obviously, just a minute, guys. Fine. So the other main thing which we need is we need uh, proper regulation for handling this. This is other trend which is needed for making this IoT a sustainable one. So, general data processing regulation, we just need that. GDPR, we just need general regulations, legal regulations. What can be done and what have not to be done, and what are all the things which is accepted by the social environment, and what are the things which are ethical and which are not ethical. All these things have to be dealt to the person who are implementing the IoT. So we should have some regulations. Regulations have to be framed up. So this is other trend. Many researchers are working on it. So because we don't have any final things with in developing IoT, it is infinite. We cannot expect. Just think, even in mirrors, we are expecting intelligence. So just think, wherever we go, whatever we do, we are just implementing some objects. We are just implementing some things with internet or with some connections, and we are just doing some work with that. So, how can we frame a legal or an ethical issue or ethical regulations for that? It's highly impossible. But we need that. So we have to make that. Only restrictions we have is with cameras actually, right? Maybe it's surveillance. We have restrictions for cameras, and we have regulations for cameras. But other than that sensor, we don't have any other regulations to get control for other sensors, right? So we just need all these things. So this is other trend. And then, as I've told you, standardization. So what can be done and what have ought to be done, it's a big challenge actually. So this is other thing. So this is other important thing, standardization. So I think it includes all the things. Maybe you are dealing with platform where storing, or maybe connectivity, as I have discussed, or maybe based on the applications you are developing, or the trends of applications maybe. So we just need a standardization. Okay. So, but it is impossible. The reason is the trends gets changed day by day. So because the human are expecting lot things in a fewer time, and obviously the industries are implementing it. But no way they have to adapt themselves to. They have to react to customers. So then only their industry gets booming, right? So obviously this is another drawback for making standardizations, right? And where we use all these things. So I just make an overview. These are some applications of the manufacturing industry. As I told you regarding Aston, right? So this is first thing is manufacturing plant where we make robots to work with it. We make a product. So this first box is that. Okay. When it comes out of it, so it is to the place where it is stored. Consider it is to be stored. Okay. Automatically it has to be get information about the inventory, right? That is inventory management, logistic management. So what is the product? What are all the products that are coming out of the manufacturing plant, and what are all the things that have been stored in the warehouse, and where it is going, to whom it is going? All these things it has to be framed up, right? So we just need to concentrate in case of manufacturing industry. First thing, major thing is quality control. Obviously, always we just stick on to quality control, because many are spending almost 10 to 15% of investment for quality control, because that means that plays a major amount in getting the ROI, that is return on investment, right? So quality control, automatic so everything mentioned here is automatic, okay, smart. So smart quality control, inventory management, predictive maintenance. It should predict whatever may be the next situation. Say for example, the motor is running continuously and the heat is getting up, booming up. So what the next thing has to be done to solve that problem? Whether have to switch on that motor and get to be switched to other motor, or what's the other possibility to maintain the temperature, all these things. It should predict the environment, it should perceive the environment, get the information from the environment, and it has to work upon it. So predictive maintenance. And then more safety in operations. Obviously, safety is the other major factor where everyone uh, spends more, okay, and more safety and smart metering. So what I spend for manufacturing, should I get in ROI, that is rate of investment, right? So I should get from the customers. If not, then there is no profit for us, right? Smart metering and smart packaging, all these things regarding manufacturing industry. And transportation, obviously, guys, you all know all these things, right? So maybe it is logistic management or fleet management. So what are all the assets we have inside a lorry, or what is the temperature which is maintained inside the cargo, and fuel efficiency, as I've told you, fuel level and its efficiency, and the location based, and what's the vehicle speed, and ideality of driver, how he drives, all the information, and obviously engine diagnostics, how much oil is over there, how much heat is being built up, so all these things. So for all these things, we have uh, separate sensors. So this is regarding transportations, and other. The next level is one device, that is one automobile gets connected to other automobile, and they can share the information between them. Right? So this is transportation, and as I've told you, energy. It may be any. It may be implemented in smart industry so as to save the energy, uh, and maybe in home automation. So when should get on, switch on the lights, switch off the lights, and what are the equipment that has to be get switched on, off, all those things. And maybe smart harvesting. So maybe how to manage the data. So even data comes under energy. Okay. So and as I've told you, smart grids, smart buildings. Just consider in 15 floor building, so if all the lights are switched on for every day, will it be good? So if a person is there, it has to be get on, or else we can switch off it, right? Manually switching off it and manually maintaining it is not will not work, right? If we switch on and go, if someone gets in, so they may not aware about where's the switch, and maybe some problem will occur. So if a person is there, it should get on, or else it should switch off. So smart buildings, and then as I've told you, smart city. So this is regarding energy consumption, and obviously agriculture. So it may be soil testing, getting making the machineries automized, or irrigation, or checking of the weather continuously, or any problems that we face with crops, or we find any insects or anything infections that occurs with crops. All these things have to be monitored. So that's all these things come under smart farming. So for all these things, we just need different types of sensors. I haven't thought of discussing about this, but it's time actually. So I'll just tell all these things very briefly. And obviously few other applications in automobiles, vehicle tracking, wherever it is. So there's a device called LoJack. So for finding the stolen vehicles, we can trace it up from 3 to 5 miles. We can get the only the drawback here is we have restrictions over ranges. Other than that, if you are about or if you are near that particular vehicle, some 3 to 5 miles, obviously 7 kilometers, we can get that location of it exactly with this device. So this is one device, and connected cars I have told you. So maybe one device can connect to other device, maybe it can connect to network of devices, or it is based on the communication as if we need. Okay, maybe it has to vehicle to communicate to pedestrian. But many problems has been faced up by the pedestrians while they're walking. Vehicle may hit them, so something has to tell them, or something has to alert them from protecting them from the hitting of vehicle. So all these things, we have different sort of projects or products for implementing this. So connected cars, and obviously you can control your cars with mobiles, right? You can switch on remotely. We can switch on or off or we can lock the cars. We can switch on the car. We can switch on lights. We can control music players or all those things, right? So mobile apps connected. And T-driven technology. This is one device which has been developed by Chevrolet actually. The thing is, if it has been switched on in the device, if a person is driving fastly, more than the limit, if he is going beyond the limit, then automatically it sends report card to the owner stating that this is how he is been running up. So this is team driver technology for controlling the speed, and Apple CarPlay, these are applications for controlling cars and its devices, and adaptive cruise control for speed control actually, for getting speed control if it is on, or maybe in traffic all times. If you switch on this, it can control the speed of the vehicle. And exit warning has protect cyclists, so it gets an alert to the cyclists. So maybe if someone opens the car door and it hits the cyclist, right? Actually, this is in most of the developed countries. This is one of the major problems they faces actually. But that they need something to alert the cyclist. So many have come up. So exit warning to protect cyclists, and then traffic alert, and we do have it, even we can check it with our Google now, right? And then rear cross, so those are crossing, maybe our side mirror will not show everything to left of us, or which is or in some 45-degree length. If they are in 45 degrees, it will not show it in the mirror, right? So rear cross alert. And then lane departure warning. So if you cross the lane where you're traveling, it will just make an alert to you. Maybe if you sleep or something else, okay. So it can make an alert. So lane departure warning and automatic emergency braking (AEB). I think many of you have come across all these things. Enabling braking system, and obviously 360-degree camera, right? So and everything ends up with big data. The main drawback with IoT is getting data from the environment. That is, plenty of data has to be collected every seconds, every milliseconds. We'll be collecting the data. We need a place to store it, right? Obviously, we are just moved on to cloud or edge computing, so we are just using that. So obviously, we just end up with big data. Right? Again, the main other thing we just face a problem is to analyze all these things. Analytics. We just need to go with analytics. So every all these things will get an experience where we can implement it, making AI. Right? And few other applications. Automatic building home automations, manufacturing field, medical and healthcare systems, any media or environmental monitoring, infrastructure management, and all those things. So this is how the trends of IoT is, and these are the things which makes actually I've shown you some 9 trends, right? These are the main things for the sustainability of IoT actually. So these come up for making sustainable development of IoT actually. So maybe we can expect some more technologies which can save or which can boom the IoT technology in a lot of manner. So obviously it will not go down because the AI is coming up, Industry 5.0 is coming up. Obviously without IoT we cannot do anything. We cannot do automations without IoT. And that's it guys. I think sorry for the delay. I think I took 5 more minutes. The time given for me is 7:30. I took till 7:35. That's it from
No
my
issues,
side.
sir.
Fine. So any queries?
Participants, if you have any queries, you can proceed.
Guys, don't hesitate. Just if you want to ask anything, you just ask. Okay. Don't think that our teachers are here. How can we ask? No, nothing like that. Okay. Don't think anything. Everyone is a participant, and I'm just a man. I'm just conveying something which I know. That's it. So if you ask something, I can share my experience. That's it. So feel free to ask anything you need. And it's not restricted that you can ask now only, but you can get my mail ID or you can get my phone number even. You can approach me at any time. So whatever I know, I can, whatever I have experience, I can share it with you at any time. So can approach me at any time. That's it,
Participants,
my
you can
part.
ask questions to sir. Students, come forward. Any queries can also be messaged in the chat box.
முத்துநகை மேம் நானும் ஃபில் பண்ணுமா?
No need, sir.
What, Murali?
மேம் ஒன்றும் இல்லை மேம்.
என்ன முரளி?
இல்லை மேம், ஃபீட்பேக் ஃபார்ம் நானும் ஃபில் பண்ணேன்.
Murli sir wants to put the feedback.
So once upon a time, I was also a student of SCC, so I thought that I have to fill the feedback.
This time
Okay.
students will give feedback.
Now is it useful?
No queries we can. Yes, very
Right,
useful.
Murali, definitely.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
I think this can also be extended in another workshop with an implementation perspective.
Definitely, definitely. If it is in with implementation, then it's quite interesting for people.
Yeah. I think we can make one more day of presentation in either in the first or second week of March.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, Muthu. I think there's no doubt from the students.
Yes, Akshaya.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you very much, sir. On behalf of Department of Computer Science and Engineering, SPC, I extend my gratitude to our chief guest, Dr. C. Muraleedharan, to take out time from his busy schedule to grace the event. Thank you for imparting knowledge towards IoT in sustainable development on this special day. As an alumni, you keep proving your superior ability to deliver the knowledge to your fellow students. I extend my gratitude to Dr. R. Anita, Head of the Department, Computer Science and Engineering, SVCE, for providing immense support to organize this STTP program. At last, but not the least, thanks to all the participants who have made the event a memorable one. I would like to thank all of you present here for making this event a success. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you, Murli sir. Thank you, HOD ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, Murli.
Thank you, participants. Thank you all.
Guruji,
Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, ma'am. Now shall I leave?
Yeah.
Yes,
Bye.
Murli. Thank you, thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah, Murli.
Yeah, Murli.